Marapragya is working out. Let him be seated somewhere. There's a guest we have. Can you give a room somewhere to him?
It's a different one.
Huh?
It's not the same.
Where is he sitting?
Could you ask Arun to come in?
Let him be seated somewhere. So, it was pointed out by Warren that he'll have to work here for 2 years. He cannot practice as an architect, and he has to put so much money to insure, and all kinds of problems are here. And suddenly today we find somebody who is willing to take him up in India and send him abroad, and all those things are there. So we can imagine how things work out for him. But there should be dedication and understanding about Sahaj Yoga, first of all. That's very important. Now, today, in the beginning of the whole thing, I don't want to say something that will not make you happy. Today is a day of great happiness and joy, and that we have to know that Christ came on this earth to deliver us from our sins and our karmas. And it was such a sacrifice. He went into which we cannot see or visualize with human understanding. It was too much for a person who was so powerful to get into a position where he had to forget that he was so powerful and go through all that and treated just like an ordinary person. It was too much, but he did it just because that drama was to be played, because Agya Chakra was to be opened up. But we have to understand that though he has done all that, our karmas are being taken away, as you know. That as soon as the Kundalini is awakened, you know that Kundalini cannot be awakened if your karmas are clean. You cannot. That's why in the olden days people used to go to Himalayas and all those far-fetched places, used to clean their karmas, clean their bodies, clean everything. And then they used to get awakening of the Kundalini, they used to get realization. But the way we have got realization, thanks to Christ, that Agya Chakra could be opened out and that I could manage that. But we do not realize that once that is done, that means you are now entitled to get your realization because of your Agya Chakra being opened out, that your Sastara can be opened out. But the punishment of the karmas has been taken away. You are being given such a higher position that you suddenly become saints. And you get all the knowledge that saints cannot have about yoga, about the Shuddha Vidya, the Nirmal Vidya. You get all the knowledge also. But the problem is, I find, that we have certain special problems belonging to the special countries also. And my attention has been on England very much. You know that. And I have really worked here very hard. 10 years I've worked. And for English surgeries, it is important to understand what are they lacking in. It's just our own understanding of ourselves, which should be done with proper critical eye so that we understand what is our problem. Of course, the karmas have been forgiven, you can see that. No problem of the karmas are there. But the problem that exists within us is also a little bit from this country itself. The first is that this is a country of Tamoguna, because it is in a very high altitude placed and it is very cold country and people are used to drinking and all those things. So the generations have done that. So it has gone into more Tamoguna. And now it is so saturated that Tamoguna When once upon a time it was on the right side, now it has gone onto the left side because the whole saturation of that drinking and all those things have brought this tamogun to settle down in this country. So the first problem is of tamogun. And tamogun makes you, with your intelligence, explain everything, whatever it is. So the intelligence has a capacity to cheat itself. So the intelligence tell you, see now, all right, if we have to get up in the morning, that may be all right in India, but in England it may be too much. That's special intelligence, you see. And then you see the progress compared to other people becomes slow, despite mother is working so hard here. The second thing is that tamogunis, you see, because they have to live with their tamogun, they become very shallow. And their depth is missing because they are on the other side of it. And they do not touch their depth, so they can live very superficial, you see. Uh, whatever they do, they don't feel anything. I mean, they're not ashamed of it, they're not touched by it, whatever it is. At the most, they blame a bhoot somewhere. That's all. But otherwise, in a shallow way, one lives. They do not touch it that much where they should touch because of tamogun. Now, as it is, this is the heart of the universe. There's no heart. Ishvara Pranidhan. We must understand. Ishvara Pranidhan is the establishment of God in your heart. Now, how do you do? You see a mantra. You are just saying it outwardly. You are clearing out outwardly. You are meditating outwardly. But when you are saying that, you are just using your right side or your left side, but not your heart. So, what you have to do is to balance both. When you are saying something, say it with devotion, with dedication, with understanding. And try to put it in your heart. That whatever I am saying is a mantra given to me by Adi Shakti herself. So, is a mantra very powerful. But the mantras also lose their powers if you do not have the Ishvara Pranidhan. That means your Ishvara must be established in your heart. And this is what we lack, is that when we do something, we just do outwardly in a shallow. And if you are shallow, you will be playing with this. And playing games is a very common thing with them. Because you see people with tamasa, what else will they do? I mean, they are lazy lumps. So the mind has to be used. The mind doesn't stop, isn't it? It's working all the time. And we are lazy, doing nothing. So the mind plays on itself. And then you should understand that this mind is the one that makes you shy. We make faces as if we are very happy before mother or something like that, or we say we are very, this thing we have achieved this and that, suppose. But she knows. So what we have to do is to feel what we want to say, what we have to do. That is Ishvara Pranidhana. It should not be superficial. I've seen people, oh, mother, this, that. But this is just coming from the lips only sometimes. It should come from the heart. Try to feel that. You will see the joy will be much more. You're trying to give me joy. You try to give yourself that joy. That's what you're feeling within your heart. Try to feel that in your heart. Then the Ishvara Pranidhana is established. But this is one of the problems is the tamasa. But when they were aggressive in this country, when they had aggression, see they created another problem is to sort of condition our minds. This also we should face it directly. Especially for Britishers, it is important to face that. Very important because I have been noticing it is happening. Now, what happens? Supposing you are an aggressor, means what do you? I mean, see, in a stark way, just forget that you are Britisher, just go away from it. You just think like this that this is your house, then you become quite healthy, hefty, and you go and attack another person, drive him out of his house, stay there nicely for 300 years. It is that. As simple as that. That's what the forefathers have done here. And they have conditioned our mind. Means what have you done? That means you have no respect for anybody else's country. Simple as that. That they showed no respect for anybody else's life. To them, they were the ones, they could occupy other countries, they could capture other countries, live there, dominate. But as a result of that, the conditioning is still in the minds. Because when we live, say, in the ashram, I was very happy to know that the ashram of Brighton is looking so much better. People are looking after. It's a very big thing. That shows that you respect that place, which is a holy place. You are looking after it. Otherwise, formerly the ashram was this, that the bills would rise so high that everybody became bankrupt with that. Everything was broken, everything was thrown away. They lived the way they liked, all the lights were on all the time, or the fire was on, this happened, that happened. I mean, impossible to put them together in any place. It was like that. Today I was so happy to learn that this is an ashram where people respect. So to be more on the right side, we should know, do we respect? Do we respect others' properties? This is not others, this is mother's property. I mean, you give them any sofa set, after 10 days you go and see it's all broken, finished, ready. Anything. It used to happen. Now, this should come that we have to respect. We have to respect now the property, which is, first of all, started with Sahaja Yoga property. And then if we start with others, we have to respect. Then another conditioning that we have from the society, we must face. It's very funny, is this that nobody respects anybody's wife or anybody's husband. They are married, but their eyes will be on somebody's wife, somebody's. And how can you do it? See to the subtle side, because now you have become subtler people. And you must see these problems exist in our country. That we have got this conditioning. Around us is all this going on. Somebody's wife is going with somebody's husband. No respect. They are married people. How can you carry on with somebody's wife or somebody's husband? Just think of the society in which we live, isn't it? Now somebody is married to someone. Now you cannot carry on with a person who belongs to somebody else. It's a simple thing like that. But it's on. You see, in the society, we live in that kind of a society. I mean, every day we hear such news. I mean, it is shocking sometimes. So we have to face the problems with which we are living. Like Indians have their own problems and they are horrid on that line. So we have to face our problems. So first of all, we have to know that we must establish Ishvara Pranidhanam. Sahaja Yoga cannot be established by people who are shallow, who are superficially inside. Some people think they can play about. They feel happy by disturbing the ashramites, by talking against the ashram people about Sahaja Yogis. Many have said, Sahaja Yogis are a horrid people, as if other people are better. They go on like that, see, playing. But what is the thing? They lose. They are the losers. They don't understand this. By doing this kind of a thing, you are the loser. Whom are you playing with? You are playing against with yourself. Those people who try to criticize Sahaja Yogis must know that they are cutting themselves out of Sahaja. And this is just they're playing games, you see, and this should not be allowed. Nobody should criticize Sahajogis, which is a group. One individual Sahajogi is doing wrong, I will know. So it is very important that you should be accepted by the group. If you are an individual, think you are a great personality and you are trying to correct others and say that the Sahajogis are bad and the ashram is bad and things like that, then you must know you are getting out of Sahaja. Very soon you will be out. So one should not try these things. And taking sides with newcomers. When the newcomers coming, you are more attached to the newcomers than to the Sahajogi, then be sure you are not there. That's one of the way you can judge. Are you with the collectivity or are you trying to get out of it and trying to control all the rest of it? Alright? This is one of the ways of understanding yourself. All such tricks will put you out of Sahaja. And I think this is what Pluto is working out now. So we should be very careful. It's nice to celebrate, but spirituality is purity. If your heart is not pure, you'll be thrown. Pluto is purity. And purity has one quality that it is very joy giving. It's glorious to be pure, to be innocent. But it also means that many things have to be dropped out, and those who don't drop out will be dropped out with those things. So I want to warn you that it's a very good day that has started today. But this is the problem we'll be facing now. So be very careful. Don't play games with Sahaja. Clean your heart. This is for few people I know who are doing these things. I know about every one of them. So those who are against collectivity will be immediately dropped off. And then even if they want to come back, they cannot. That can be it. So try to be one with the group. Try to have better friendship, better relationships, better brotherhood, greater love, greater affection, complete understanding. Enjoy each other. That's the best way. Sahajogis should enjoy each other, not the others. Others are others till they come to us. Remember that. In the eyes of God, others are others. Sahajogis are His people. Others are not important at all, at all, at all. If they come, well and good. Of course, one should not be harsh with them. Be kindly, nice, bring them along. But in a group, you have to be one. Then there should be no differentiation. I mean, that is one of the qualities the English had once upon a time. When Calais was invaded, at the time of Queen Elizabeth, the Catholics and the Roman Catholics and the Protestants all joined together, forgetting their differences. I hope you remember those good qualities of the English also. And that's what one has to understand, that when we are facing others, we are all one. And this is, I'm telling you again, the unity is extremely important for the strength of Sahaja. Those who try to correct the Sahajogis all the time are really trying to play into the hands of Satan. They are doing no good to Sahaja. Be careful of such people. They'll be thrown away. They'll lose their vibration and you'll find them. So Sahajoga, as it is a very great force of getting people together, also there's a force that is working which is going on. Because here, only those who will improve will become higher and higher, will be acceptable. There's no other criteria, you know that. Those who become purer and purer are accepted as Sahajoga. You are all Sahajogis here sitting down. But all of you have to become better and better and better. The first thing that will happen, that you will be clear-headed. What I find is that Tamogunis have no clear head. First thing, I call somebody, X, Mr. X come along, or a lady comes to me. The first reaction is she puts up her head like that, with a barrier. Said, now I'll say that, see, this carpet is to be, say, cleaned up. What? Which one? Where? I said, this carpet is to be cleaned. Then another question, sir. You go on telling 10 answers, but nothing goes, there's a barrier. Nothing goes in that. They just don't understand. Now, how to explain anything to such people? There's no clear headedness. The whole head is clouded, you see, with a barrier which doesn't want to take anything. So, all my lectures are nothing but a sing song. Nothing goes in that. So, first of all, the purity of heart. You know that the heart has got 7 chakras around it, the 7 auras. And when the heart is clean, the light is clean, the sastra is clean, absolutely. First is that complete dedication of the heart should be there. That I am going to be perfectly all right and I am going to be an ideal surgeon. Is my responsibility. Then all this will go away. Because this muddled head business, I think they hear 50%, 25% they forget, and 25% is lost. So what do they understand what I talk to them? So this kind of a barrier is a fashion also. It's a fashion. I have noticed it's a fashion in this country, especially. Because if you tell them something, there's no need, but first they'll repeat my question. This is the question. Well, this is the question. I say, what is your name? You said, what is my name? I said, yes, what is your name? Oh, do you mean I didn't understand? Oh, I said, what's your name? Oh, go on like that. And by that they think they have been very sophisticated. It's a new English style, I think. Some French have nonsensical ideas about sophistication, but English sophistication I can't understand. What is sophistication in English? Then while talking they'll say 10 times, ah, ah, ah. I can't understand. Why? Why can't you speak straightforward thing what is to be said? Now you must train up. Imagine a Sahajogi standing up to give a lecture with many ah, ah, ah. Then they'll think they are saying some mantras or what? So one has to understand in Sahaja, you have to become very dignified, decent, pure people. The purity is the point we have to say. Now, out of say 100, even if 20 are like that, muddled headed, it creates a bad impression. What will others think? That these muddle headed people, what are they going to do? How are they saints? I mean, imagine a saint like this. You are saints, no doubt, but little saint, no saint, saints, no saints like that. So important for 20% people it is not to blame any bhoots anymore and play about, but try. Get your heads cleared out. By your heart being cleared, your head will be cleared. It's only through your heart you will get a clear idea as to what is to be done. And the innocence. If you start respecting others, other things, innocence will come. That innocence only comes through respect. People don't know it. Somebody said, Mother, how to get back our innocence? It's simple. Respect yourself. Your chastity you respect first of all. Respect your chastity. Respect others' chastity. Then others' things, others' relationships. Respect your relationship with others. He's a Sajogi, you are a Sajogi, he's a saint, I am a saint. I have to respect and then see the joy and the love. This muddle-headedness has brought also another problem is today that the bank, my bank was very angry, you see, because I don't know how you people reach there with a cash money or something there to pay. That should not have been done. The simple thing is that you have to buy $8 thing and pay it there. And the bank people couldn't understand how did I have relationship with such bad people. They called them strange also. But the simple thing was to make it into dollar. It would have cost £2 more. But that's another thing. That is money saving devices also. We are quite experts. Immediately, if I tell somebody now, go and get so much of, say, paint. See, paint is an example. I'm just saying. They'll say there was a tin available. They'll come back. But that tin was so much and this tin was so much. So I said, what's that? Bring the big tin. No, but this one we can return if it is finished. That one we cannot. I said, now bring the big tin. Now what does it matter? You see, in a paint, in a house like this, such a huge thing, a little paint more or but so much of understanding. You see how much you can save in that, how much. I mean, save pound is another, everything blowing in our head. Save pounds. You see, read any advertisement, save pounds. Means spending pounds, you really save pounds. You don't understand the trick, but you all the time think, what is the saving part? Where can we save? See, where can we cut? This is a waste of energy, completely. Just waste of energy. If you go on thinking like that, you'll go mad, I tell you. Because Sir Yogis cannot do that. You will see that money comes very easy to people if you are relaxed about money. But if you try to save money, you will never save, and that's why in England people cannot save pounds because they just see the advertisements. Any advertisement like that, save pounds must be avoided completely. In Saj Yoga, we have to believe that God looks after us. It is He who is going to do things for us. If you put your attention to saving money, then God doesn't bother about saving your money. You know that miracles have happened about money for so many people. Like I went to Patrick's place, I'll tell you. Patrick, you see. I asked him, Patrick, you never received any money? He said, no, mother. I said, don't tell me lies. Did you receive any money? He said, no, mother. I said, I'm sure you never received any money. Then he came out with the truth. Yes, I found $1,000 kept on my table on the packet. But that was, I thought that would be a good beginning for him to see. But he went round, the other way round, he thought that, oh God, mother loves me so much and she thinks too much of me, so now I can go ahead. So he started going like a, I don't know, what should I compare it to? A bull or what? Just he became a big, great man, a big, great leader, everything. He got floated up. See, he started rising like a balloon rises in the air. Like that it happens. But if you have depth, and if you have your dharma, and if you have Ganesha with you, then you go deep. Oh, mother has done this. What a miracle. How she has achieved it. Who is she? How did she do? She looked after us so well. And you don't float in the air like a balloon. So this is what one has to understand. That this is another conditioning we have of saving money, saving money. Let's save here, let's save there, let's save. Ultimately, what you find, no money to go to India. Last minute, borrowed from here, borrowed from there, go to the thing, get it. So trust in God. God will look after you. You have to have trust. Trust in others. Trust in everyone. I trust you. I always trust you. Beyond any trusting that is possible. for everything. Today only somebody came was there. He told me that 25% prices have risen up in India. But I think the amount I have raised is how much it is, I think.
$25.
That is how much it is.
5%.
5% money I have raised. So Warren was rather worried. Mother, how will you manage now with 5%? I said, I'll manage. Because I have trust. I have trust that I can do it. I can trust myself and I can trust you people. So this is important that you have to trust each other. First of all, trust yourself and trust others. I trust only you can work out wonders. If you don't trust people, doubt everyone, you cannot work. It makes the whole organization very, very big. So try to trust each other. I know there could be a wrong person. I'll take that person out. I know who it is. You just don't worry. But you try to trust and don't worry as to what is going to happen. Trust yourself and trust the God Almighty because He's the one who is going to look after us. Yoga Kshema Vahami. If you have the yoga, you will get the Kshema. Yoga must be established, so you get the Kshema. The second part of it is not first. The first is yoga. Establish your yoga. And then you'll be amazed how things work. And so many people ask me that, Mother, why only in England this problem exists? There is unemployment all over the world. There is a problem everywhere. But the last minute this business of going to Coutts. Imagine, Coutts is in England. England. While we've got money already paid, even from Vancouver and from Australia, all paid long time back, while the English people were today queuing up in Coutts and Company. And the Coutts and Company became mad. And they said, what sort of thing it is, brother? We don't want to have your accounts. So what is the reason for that? That we have not trusted ourselves, we have not trusted others. Some people told me that they made a mistake, they forgot about it. How can? So this messy nature must go away. You have to be systematic. You have to be systematic about Yoga. As you have now started meditating in the morning time and doing all those things, I'm sure the system will work out. The system of God should do it. And it so automatically works out. In 3 days, we have planned such a big, huge ashram. In 3 days. I mean, in one day I planned, of course, but in 2 days we've drawn it and finished. 2 days you took? 2 days. Such a huge plan. You can't imagine. If you see it, you'll be. Have you got it with you? You haven't brought it. Otherwise, we'd have shown. With 4 floors and very beautiful architecture and Greek design facade.
6 floors in 4 floors.
6 floors in 4 floors. And a beautiful place. And everything organized. So how? I mean, I'm not an architect. I'm nothing of the kind. But it was all done. In the same way, you can all have those powers. You have to just assume that you are saints. You must know you are saints. And behave the way you are a saint, accordingly, it should behave your position as a saint. To live like saints, to behave like saints. It's not just what face you put up or what features you put up, but the temperament, the generosity, the kindness, the compassion, the love, the nourishment that you have to give to each other and to the whole world. If you cannot give it to Sahajogi, you cannot give it to anyone. The first test is how far you love each other, the Sahajogi. It's nice to see all of you here today on this great occasion. Also, I feel sad that I have to leave you now. I'm going to India. And I'm going to meet you there, all of you. I hope so. Many of you are coming down. Now to India, when you are coming, also come with a deeper Inquiry. Because superficially, if you see, that country doesn't have your comforts, doesn't have this paper room, may not have carpets. It's, but it has got a heart. They have got a heart, a very large heart. And whatever they do it from their heart. If somebody is very superficial, can even ridicule them for their sincerity, can even make fun of them, that they are so stupid to be that sincere. I mean, according to modern ideas. But you have to develop that heart. A simple, innocent, giving heart, which enjoys, which has the fondness to do. I mean, I had to tell them now. The argument is the other way around. You'll be amazed if I tell you the arguments here. Like when Modi came here, he said we want them to stay in Bombay. But I said, why? Bombay is an expensive place. No, mother, will bear half the expense, but let them stay. Why? You see, that's what we want. I mean, the whole thing was argument, you remember. We want to do something for them. They are coming to our country now. We want to make some nice things. You see, we'll make some nice food for them. I said, don't make overdo. Simple food you should do. No, no, mother, but that's the only chance we have to give. And the whole argument was how they were fought. Then they said, we should have, I said, have just 5 days in that place where Burdi. So I said, at least make it 7 days. Please, 7 days. Because that will be easier. Poor things will be coming. And then they would like to sleep for 1 day. After all, they'd be tired. So 1 day is gone, 2 days like this. And the other group will be coming. So you see, they're just thinking how to make you comfortable, how to make you happy, what to feed you, what to do. But if you want to see something superficial, you might try to find some faults. And I have seen people spoil. People spoil. They spoiled so many surgeons by their overdoing, which was never understood why they did it. Now, gradually you are understanding. You have to become that kind of a personality that gives, that nourishes, that is fond of doing for others. What should I do? What should I buy for you? What should I get for you? You see, it's such a joy. See, my special joy is in that. I mean, in America, I was at least 25% of time I was busy buying things because I have to give presents. And they said, Mother, what are you doing? I said, I enjoy, just forget it. If I had time this time, I would have bought something for you people before going. Just I enjoy it. That's what, just enjoy giving. I wish you could just jump on the other side, other bank of this river and see the joy of giving. It's so great. It's much greater than getting anything for yourself. And with this idea, you should go and see how they live. If I tell them, a lady was there, she said that you must come and have breakfast with her. I said, I have at least 40 people with me. How can I come to your house? She said, no, we'll arrange, don't you? So all the neighbors, you see, got up at 4 o'clock, prepared all the breakfast for us, everything ready. When we went, it was so beautifully organized. And those people who were with us, Gavin, you were there that time, I think. He's here. He's outside. So the first group, I think the second group was there. Gavin, you remember that lady who...
I came the day after that.
Day after that. You missed the point.
I know it. I know the story too.
Isn't it? And just imagine, and they were so happy. And they were so happy feeding and giving, and all the men were running, and you'll see this. You see yourself. And they never tell me any problems. Always solutions. They are there with the solution. You tell them now the problem is, you see, they want to go by a bus. Now, we can't afford to keep the buses for a long time. No, there's nothing wrong. We'll get you buses. They'll take you down there. You don't worry. Now, we have this problem. What to do? Don't worry. We'll manage, mother. We'll tell you. All the time they are giving solutions to me. But here, it's the other way. The problem. The problem, the sentence starts with, now today is a disaster. What's a disaster? The milkman has not come. Always something starts with a problem. Now, have you any solution? Have we any solution? Only the persons who can think of solutions can construct. So remember, that is very common. And I get really pestered. Sometimes I really get irritated. Everybody has some problems or some problems or some problems. And even if you give a solution, but what? I'm giving a solution, but it could be that, it could be this. But why don't you find out? I mean, they know all about it. Supposing you say, let's go by this road. But there could be a traffic. I said, but how do you know sitting down here? But at this time, this is this. Everybody is so knowledgeable with the ideas how to create problems and never solutions. Such a knowledge is useless, I guess. Such useless knowledge you must throw in the sea. Not very near Brighton because we are having solutions. So don't create problems. Don't create problems. That's very important. Is not to have any problems. Try to find out solutions and give solutions. So this language should be changed. The problem is this language we are going to change from today. And you'll be surprised all problems can be solved like that. Only change your direction. Supposing you are straightforward marching towards problems, then what can you do? I mean, even if you are a Sahajogi, no use. I mean, you are going towards it. But you just turn your face from the problems. No problem. Believe me, there should be no problems for you. Have you noticed that happening? Then, last of all, is to remember that you must understand your mother very well. And do not jump into conclusions of your own. And if you start jumping onto your own conclusions, you really create problems for you. Firstly, you must know that Sahaja Yoga, we cannot make any money out of it. There cannot be any commercial activity on such. As it is, I am hopelessly bad as far as money is concerned. You ask him, he'll tell you. Those who have known me know that. I'm hopelessly bad. I don't know even how to sign a check. Even today, I do not. When will I learn? I don't know. Maybe because this is entering into the sixth house, I will be even worse now.